Hi, this is Kimberly with Crawford Rustic Creations, and today's video is the Craft Your Stash pumpkin theme. Now, our host for this is Sunflower, Tasha DIY, and our co-host is Sons Arts. So this is an open playlist that happens every last Friday of the month, the Craft Your Stash, and we have a different theme. So there will be a giveaway that I will mention to you in a little bit. This has been sitting in my stash since last year. It did not turn out the way I was hoping it would. It was not cute at all. I needed to rip this off, like get that fabric. It was glued on, I'll tell you. I did very good on gluing that on. I had to struggle and fight. I was like, this is the woodland kind of pumpkin look that's square, not round, that I've seen all over Pinterest and YouTube. But I think it was just more confusing to people at the craft fairs with it looking like this because it wasn't looking cute. So I'm glad I had only made the one. So we're gonna make it something different, and it's gonna be something I'm gonna keep. So here I'm gonna battle. Okay, struggle, struggle, struggle. So anyways, after I get this all taken off, I am gonna go down. I'm going to go into the garage and I'm going to go ahead and sand off all that glue. I will sand this a little bit more. I want it to rustic it up a little bit, but I will leave all the goodies on there. I just, I didn't paint it perfectly to begin with. I just wanted to have more woodland kind of rusty look. And pardon me for my voice. I am a substitute teacher at the high school, and the children did decide to share some of the nose uck with me. Okay, so while sanding, I of course knocked off one of the little peduncles. So I will get to that here shortly. Now here, I'm actually in this moment when I'm filming going, what am I going to do with it? And then I'm like, oh, so these rub-on stickers, Wandic, are from Amazon. And I don't even remember when I bought them. They have been in my stash. And then of course, I have never heard of this brand. I don't know what it's going to be like once I open it. And all you can do is just hope that it's not the kind that just feels like a sticker. And here I'm like, what is this comb looking thing? And I'm like, oh, okay, look, spatula too. And I'm like, oh, okay, look at how pretty this is. This is when it synced into me what I was gonna be doing. I was definitely gonna be doing woodland theme here because look at how pretty these transfers are. I did go back on Amazon and I did not see these specific ones, so I'm wondering if they're out right now. But their other ones, they're running more around like the $11.99 kind of price. I am not an Amazon affiliate. Look, ta-da, there's 3 popsicle sticks in there, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I feel something else. Nope, I thought I did. No, okay, I came with 3 popsicle sticks. The comb like looking stick, I have no idea. It's so flimsy. I was like, what? I don't know what to do with that one. And then it comes with the other transfer stick. So I was like, okay, bonus. Anyways, back to the Wantic stickers. They're not stickers, they're rub-on transfers. They do not feel like stickers. I was very, very surprised. So I was like, okay, let's see how they're going to rub on. So apparently, I'm going to take an hour trying to figure out which ones I'm going to use. But it's like a kid in a candy store. Look at all of these. I really hope these come in. Oh, squirrel. No wonder squirrel is my mascot. I was saying I am not an Amazon affiliate yet. I don't know if I have to wait till I get 1,000 subscribers. I don't know the ins and out of that yet. So I don't get any kind of anything for sending you that way. But I would I would definitely recommend Wandic stickers or transfers. Oh my gosh, maybe this is in my head too. I took yesterday off and today. I don't feel really that bad. It's just mostly my nose, and then I'm starting to get that stupid cough. But it's just the beginning of the school year, and all the children sneezing in class. So here I am cutting I'm so glad I left all of this in for you guys. Aren't you glad? Precariously, like, I will cut around you. I will not decapitate. Sounds like I had to go for the owl. Da-da, da-da-da. Come on. Okay, who else does this? I don't think it's supposed to be that hard to get this off. The struggle. It's like, come on, separate. It's like, voila, I got it. Okay. And you can see how rustic my boards are. Those are just 3 pieces of scrap wood, and all I had done last year is I had just put some wood glue, clamped them to keep them all together, and those peduncles on the top, those little sticks, those are from the Dollar Tree. Then the little curly Q, brown curly Qs coming at the top, that actually came off of a pick I'd had in my stash. I can't remember exactly where that came from. And then the weak kind of looking thing there too came from my floral stash. So I'm not really. It's Hobby Lobby, or it could have been Dollar Tree or Walmart. I don't know. But here I'm trying these transfers for the very first time, and I don't really know yet how hard to work on this, and I'm really kind of smushing it in between the lines there so that I can make sure that it transfers over well. And I'm not a fan of this transfer stick. It's so flimsy for me. I tend to find that I like the ones that are a little bit more stiff. And I'm just gonna leave this in here for just a minute, just to show you the struggles I was having, because with my MS, my hands are have issues. But I think it just would affect anyone if you're not a fan of the transfer sticks that are more plastic flimsy. So I'm like trying to take both hands and I'm just going to town. I'm like, I will make this work. And you know what? I learned after this, I didn't even need to put that much pressure on this at all. I think I was just a little bit nervous, not sure. I didn't want to sneak peek at it all. And here I'm thinking, okay, yes, I need to discover. I'm like, okay, I remembered I did have another transfer stick that had come from something. So I'm like, let's just open this up. This one definitely, yeah, see, I was testing it. It's stronger. And look at me, I'm just like rubbing like crazy because like I said, I didn't want to sneak a peek at it and risk shifting anything and not making it work. Okay. I'm just leaving this in for a minute just to show you. I'm going to do something really weird here in a second because I want somebody to explain this to me if you know how to use that transfer stick that looks like a comb. Or maybe I didn't. But look at me. I'm going to tell you right now, this is unnecessary. I'm like battling for absolutely no reason. I would highly suggest that when you're doing rub-on transfers, just sneak a peek. It just, especially when you're first trying them out. I don't understand what transfer hurt me so much in the past that made me nervous to do that, or what made me think I had to smush it on so much. So see here, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna test it out. Then I started lifting it up, and I'm like, hello. It's like perfect. I mean, like there was. I'm just feeling it now, and I'm just going, wow, this is so smooth. There's no residue. Oh look, there's my wedding ring. So I'm showing you. I've lost like about 100 pounds, and I have a spacer back there, but my ring is still too big for me, so I need to take it into K's to get it fixed. But it's just the thought of me having to leave my ring behind. But I probably should get that done here in the next week or two. It's because my ring is getting too loose. So whenever I'm crafting, if you see my wedding ring fooping, it's just because of the weight loss. And my weight loss was hard. My weight loss was due to changing diet and actually eating like like supposed to eat. So I didn't have I didn't exercise though. That probably would have helped a lot more too and tightened things up. But I'm 52, so. But anyways, just I tease that I starved myself. No, I just didn't eat processed junk, sugar. I just ate healthy, the hard stuff. Anyways, look how pretty that is, and I'm explaining again that I will get that from the garage and do that. And I just kept looking at this. Oh, see, this is where I'm coming at going, do you know what to do? Why? What is the cone thing? Anyways, I think we've had enough of this. So right here, though, I am looking, saying, what else can I do? And I didn't want to add any more. I liked the look of how it was. I didn't want to add any more of the floral or mushrooms, leaves, all that stuff to it. I'm just a rambling girl in this video. I'm deciding, and I know I should skip ahead, but I know it's going to come up here in just a minute. The aha moment. Still, nope. This is what you have to do when you're crafting. I did not come into this with a plan. I did, but it kind of really shifted. And then voila, I had a moment. I have these Raban transfers from Dollar Tree, and I'm like, huh, okay. I don't know which one to use. I was thinking Simply Blessed or Family is Everything, but then I thought, okay, that Family is Everything, that brown actually looks like it belongs with the browns that are in the foliage with the owl. So I'm like, okay, that's what I want to do. But I'm like, well, if I put it on the one side of the pumpkin, then the other side of the pumpkin is going to look really bare. So I'm like, okay, let's try this. Let's really try to be very careful cutting. Voila. So I decide, okay, I'm going to put Family on one side. This is the ultimate, just craft your stash. Just look around and just be like, okay, I'm going to grab this. Okay, I'm going to grab that. Let's just, voila, put it together. So here is another mistake I made. So I was still in the mindset that I had to push hard on this. So what happened is little bits of the words kind of didn't transfer over, or it looked a little chipped, I guess. But actually, because this is rustic, it 100% actually, happily accident, worked perfectly. This, all I had to do was use my fingernail. I don't understand why I was struggling so much on trying to. This is a Dollar Tree transfer. It's not that difficult. And so then I'm like, okay, the is everything. I'm trying not to sniffle, sorry. Okay. I'm like, where should I put it? And I'm like, okay. Ta-da, where at? It's all about the eyeballs. You just have to look and see, where can I eyeball this at? Once again, a little too rough. Do you see that? It fooped up. But happy accident. Once again, because it would have been really odd if the is everything turned out perfect and the family was more distressed. So it's only right that I didn't pay attention and I did it again, because it ended up looking very cohesive. I actually am in love with this. That's when I'm like, no, this is staying with me. And then as soon as I was done with this, I was going to move on to another pumpkin kind of project. But as soon as I got done and I saw this, I was like, this is the route I'm going. I am using more of these transfers. We're going to make more things that just fit and belong together. So here I'm telling you all the stuff that I'd already told you about. And then I'm gonna go, yes, I will. I will. I'll go fix that. Project number two. And after this, I'll explain the giveaway. Okay, so I had this Hobby Lobby pumpkin that I had gotten last year when it was on sale. I think I got it when it was 75% off. I don't really remember. Maybe it was 90% off. Anyways, it's been in my stash. So then I'm like, this will be the pop of color that I need because I have white this last project and the next one will be white. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's bring in some of that green. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna go back. Pardon the messy desk. I have been crafting a storm up, guys. I've got to get it cleaned and organized before I start my Christmas. I noticed there was something on it from being stored and I wasn't sure, but then all of a sudden I was like, okay, baby wipe and my fingernail. I was able to get that off. It just took a minute. I think it just had probably rubbed up against something in storage and decided to share some love. In hindsight, maybe I should have wiped down the whole pumpkin before I started working on it, but as it's just for me, it worked out. It ended up fine. Actually, I can wipe it down now that the transfer's on it. But here I'm just kind of shifting around and looking and positioning and saying, what do I really want to put on here? That's kind of the fun of these transfers, I think, is that you can just, it's like your own personal little puzzle. You just don't know what pieces are going to fit until you just actually grab it and just start working with it. Okay, the struggle. I am so glad I decided to leave this in for you guys. I'm sorry. We didn't need to see this much struggle, girl. Okay, come on. There we go. I really don't think it's that difficult. Oh, do you see that? My head. My head hit the camera. So here I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? This is a curved surface. This is a rub-on transfer. I have watched people do this. I have not done this. So see, look at this. I'm using my fingernail and this is real time. This is not sped up. I'm going to have you watch this whole process. So you can see that there was 100% no reason that I struggled so much at the start because my fingernail very lightly, because I don't want to indent into this, is just it's just getting on there. Just like voila. And I'm showing I got a little tiny piece on my finger, but you can't even see it's missing. I'm like, look, I got part of it on my finger. But like I said, you can't see that it was even supposed to have been there. But did you see how fast that transferred on? So I'm saying, don't walk, run. If you want transfers, I highly recommend these ones. And I'm really bummed I won't get affiliate for it. So, okay, and I'm gonna work on this some more. But it's just so easy. Isn't it pretty? I love how this turned out. Love it. Now let's talk about the giveaway for a $50 Amazon gift card. Okay, here's how you enter. Go ahead and feel free to screenshot this, but it will also be in my description box. So in order to enter, you have to watch the whole playlist, which will be linked down below in my description box. You have to watch everybody's videos, and you have to comment on each video, your favorite project. This contest ends on October 4th. You need to mark your calendars for October 5th, and we will announce the winners on our community tab. Unfortunately, due to shipping costs, this is just U.S. residents only. Sorry. Okay, and this is our third and final project. Alright, I've had one of these pumpkins from the Dollar Tree that I have previously taken off all of the paper, scraped it off, and then painted it. I had just dry brushed kind of painted it because I think I had a different idea for it. I have no idea what it was going to be. But what I'm going to do right now is give it a fresh coat of this paint here to get her all cleaned up, and then we'll move on. I spared you from watching me decide which transfer I'm going to put on here from that packet. Instead, what I did is I picked the owl out of this one. And look at that. I'm getting the hang of it. Did you see how easy that one popped off for me? Now I'm going to fiddle around and figure out where I'm going to set this down. Do I want it all the way down or I want a little bit up? We're going to find the placement. Perfection. Right there. And I'm going to spare you watching me do this all over again. And voila, here I go to peel it back. I'm still taking my time. I'm still just really making sure. And I absolutely love just how perfectly this just peeled right off. And you guys, it feels so nice on that wood. I'm just burnishing it down, just making sure that it's all just right there inside the wood. And now I'm just going to take some twine that I have. And this I didn't affix with glue to keep it permanent because, like I said, I'm keeping these projects for myself, for my own decor at home. And I'm not really sure. I do like how it turns out, but in case I want to change my mind later on about what I want to do with the stem, I just thought it was easier just to tie it in a bow tie. Bow tie, a knot, not a bow tie. You know what words I'm trying to say, right? Am I rambling? Am I overcompensating for my nasal voice? Maybe. Just might be. Anyways, then I had an idea. Why don't I take some of this DIY dark wax? I had some on my brush. And why don't I kind of just give it a bit of a shading on here? So I'm testing it out up there first because I don't really know how much is still on this brush from the last time I used it. So I'm just going very light-handed at first because I am still very new at this. And I figure, it's easier to start off going slow and light-handed and then go in more once I feel more comfortable. And that's exactly what I do. Once I start getting over here more, then I feel a lot more confident and I really start going and I'm putting more pressure on it. I'm I'm just testing it out still. But that's my biggest tip to you is just go in with a lighter hand and just keep going. And I really like how it turned out. I kind of almost thinking I'm showing you there's like hairs coming. This is a Dollar Tree makeup brush that I've heard everybody talk about, but nobody has talked about. This is only the second time I've used it, so I'm not really sure why those hairs were coming off of it already, but I'll give it a haircut. But you can see at the top, do you see the streaks up there that it had left behind? So I'm putting it back in my Ziploc baggie. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like the streakiness of that. But I'm going to take some hot glue first. And I'm going to fix that onto the twine. See, it's still bothering me. Okay, so I did it before I put the bow on. I needed to use my baby wipe. I just needed to wipe that back. I couldn't handle seeing streaks from hair of the brush when everything else was so feathered so nicely, and all of a sudden you just see strands. So here I'm going around looking and making sure and just touching up. I think I should go back with the first project and add some shading with the dark wax. Like I said, it's only the second time I've used this, and I think it's something that I'm actually going to fall in love with. I am really impressed with how it turned out on this project. So now I will add the hot glue. The reason that took a little bit is because, of course, I had forgotten to plug it in. But then look, that is just too bright. And I'm like, nope, that's not going to work out. I'm going to hold that and I'm going to grab my brush bag. This is a trick I had learned from somebody here on YouTube is If you're going to be using your wax brushes, keep it in a Ziploc baggie, and that way you don't need to wash your brushes off completely every time after you use them. And there, I'm dinging it up a little bit in the hot glue strand. La la. Okay, love it. See? So now, time for the final reveal. Actually, sorry, before the final reveal. If you like this comment, please subscribe. Give me a like and leave me a comment, please. Thank you. See, I actually love this so much, and I definitely want to take some of the dark wax and go around the edges of that just to tie it all in more. I am so glad I went with green to give it a pop for this. I just am so impressed. This was something that it just clicked all of a sudden. Craft your stash. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you so very much for watching.